What is up, my party people? Circuitron here, and this time on the channel we have got something super special for you. Over roughly the next hour or so, don't know exactly how long we're going to edit this video to, but we've got a super special guest on the channel. My cousin Tabetha will be joining me, and we will be talking Stranger Things 5 theories. We're going to talk everything from events we think are going to occur, what the Upside Down possibly is, all the way to linking past and present events, and talking about the whole timeline that we think's going on. So settle in, grab a drink, grab a snack, and join us as we delve into a bunch of Stranger Things 5 theories. Here we go. All right, so the first one I've got isn't really a theory per se. Just so this is going to be discussion and theory, kind of like what we did earlier, just going bouncing off each other with ideas. So the first one is Steve and Dustin's relationship dynamic, and just Dustin's dynamic in general in the relationship. Is it going to get better? Is it going to worsen? Are they going to, is Dustin going to lose Steve and just, crash and burn? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think right now he is just going through a major loss. So I think that he's just kind of pushing everybody away.
Okay.
I do think that if Steve doesn't die, that it is going to kind of mend itself. But I think it's going to have a almost come to Jesus moment where they have a big blowout fight and then kind of fix things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree too, because I can see the reason he's doing all this stuff is because he's definitely his friend died in his damn arms, so he's grieving.
I mean, he's kind of taking over Eddie's personality. He's wearing his clothes. He's the loner type now.
His hair is the same.
Yeah, and he almost is looking for the fight now, where he used to kind of back off from it. He kind of is ready to initiate it now.
Yeah, because before he did, he kind of avoided it, and then Eddie, now he's just poking the bear. Like Steve says, you just keep poking the bear.
Yep.
And I do think because in the original trailer that premiered, you see Steve and Dustin hugging each other. So, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna make up, but I'm just wondering why that comes about. If he finally breaks down and he's like, I'm tired of doing this, or. A big theory I've been seeing running on TikTok and stuff is that Vecna is going to get in Dustin's mind and mess with him, and we're going to get a flashback where Eddie is going to come back at one point in the series. Not for long, but he's going to come back for just long enough to mess with Dustin's head, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see that.
Really, have you seen anything on the theory about Dustin, how he is so pure that Vecna isn't going to be able to get to him in any way?
No,
that's why the demo dog and everything, Dart was trusting to him, and even when he was full grown, Dart didn't kill him or anything. He kind of veered off, and it's supposed to be a he's so pure of heart thing.
Okay, I like that theory because how the hell did he break through and get a demo dog not to attack him when they're all part of a hive mind? And we'll come around to that again later, because when I bring up that point about Will later, it's possible maybe to break out of the hive mind because the demo dog.
But is he still going to be pure of heart now, because his character this season is so different than what it was?
And I don't think he would be anymore, because that pure heartedness I feel left when Eddie died in his arms. Because I mean, he's seen some shit. But there's a big thing where Stranger Things almost parallels Harry Potter. I don't know if you've seen a lot of those edits or a lot of that stuff, where Will parallels Harry Potter's character. But Eddie dying in Dustin's arms even could parallel in Harry Potter, where when you're pure of soul and you haven't seen, when death hasn't touched you, you can't see the thestrals. But once you've seen death, you can see the thestrals. So I wonder how all of this works in, because the kids that Vecna is taking all seem like they're kids that have some sort of trauma, whether it be neglect, anything like that, because he's not taking the kids that just seem completely fine. It's all these kids that seem somewhat damaged. So I think there's something to that pure-heartedness.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, moving right along, what do you think Nancy is going to end up. I know we kind of talked about like the love triangle, whether she's going to be with Steve, whether she's going to be with Jonathan.
I don't know. I'm kind of with you on that one. I almost can see her not choosing either of them. Just kind of going her own way. Like, I almost think that there's too much history with both of them for it to work out with any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
And for Steve's sake, I kind of hope that he does end up with somebody that doesn't have ties to all of this, you know?
Yeah, because it would be kind of nicer for them to get, for lack of a better term, a clean break. Because, yeah, they have that shared trauma. And I know shared trauma can end up in a great relationship. But I think they have so much shared trauma and have been through so much together, all of them, that like I don't think anything's ever going to be the same. It's kind of like that,
I almost wonder if there would be like too much PTSD involved in that relationship. So
I think so, because you have that talk with Mike and 11 in episode 1, in the first episode of the season, where they're talking about how they all lived happily ever after, but they never returned to their village because too much happened. Well, in like a theoretical, like a what's the word, parallel way, like the village could be their relationship. So I don't know. I think Nancy's going to end up alone at the end, whether that be Jonathan dying, Steve dying, or something. I think there's just a lot of stuff that's going to make her realize, like, okay, I don't need any of them right now. I need to work on this. And hopefully she goes off to college.
Think that Steve or Jonathan, one or the other, I think are going to sacrifice himself.
Yeah. I like, honestly, I hope not for Joyce's sake, because she's been through so much. But once I saw that ring in the tape that Jonathan pulled out, I'm like, oh, fuck, he's done. He's done. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe it is as simple as she just turns him down.
Yeah. And that could be enough, because they have that whole scene where they like embrace on the rooftop. I know that we saw in the trailer that released a while back. So that could just be them like maybe putting aside their differences and working like on the task at hand together. Or he could have proposed there. Like, I have no idea. But if he proposes, I'm just really scared that something immediately is going to happen to him.
Yeah.
So no,
I don't know. I just feel like that would be kind of repeating Bob all over again. So
yeah, and we don't want to do that. That's why, like, if Hopper ends up biting the dust or something, I'm gonna be upset, because we've kind of already been there, done that. I'm like, okay, the shock factor was already there, and you brought him back. You can't do that to us again. You just can't do that to us again. Well, another one I have is, I think that Dr. K is the sister of Dr. Brenner. The reason why is, like, first of all, the hair. The hair is almost like directly on, and they kind of like to plant those like subtle clues. But she also knows so much more than she's letting on. When she approaches 11 in the lab, she's like really gentle with her. She's like, I've been looking at you for a long time, and has like that motherly face on almost, until 11's like, I'm gonna kill all your men, and then things change. But I feel like she's like channeling Papa there, and what's happening is like she's trying to recruit these kids to be a part of like a force to fight against the bigger forces, the Mind Flayer, Vecna, all that. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't know. What if Dr. K and Papa were once 11 and Henry kind of thing? Not them specifically, but like, what if their childhood was the same? Okay. But like Henry and 11 and all of the others are stronger than them or something. Like that kind of thing. What if it's just a like repeated history?
Yeah, like they had something happen where they weren't necessarily flayed, but they had like that craziness happen in their childhood, and so they're trying to develop like child soldiers or something so they could have that strength that they didn't have, essentially.
Yeah. Like what if that's where like the like telekinesis started kind of thing. Like, but they just weren't strong enough, like they were just weak.
Okay. But honestly, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that, about like that shared history, about maybe something happening when they were younger, which is why they are the way they are. Because they're just, ever since
I just feel like it goes back a lot farther for some reason.
Oh yeah, I think the Upside Down or Dimension X or whatever the hell it is that we're dealing with goes back a lot farther than we think. I think it goes back way
Mhm.
farther than we think it does.
Yeah, like it's kind of like made to like seem like it starts with like Henry and everything, but I just don't really think it started there.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I hope we get a lot more flashbacks. I like that 50s scene, so I hope we get even further back and we
Mhm.
like the Upside Down in the 1800s or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good one too because this is the one that you're gonna mostly take the lead on because it's your big theory.
Oh, about Karen?
Yep. So go ahead. You take this one. You start off and tell me what you think.
Oh man. I think my biggest theory with all of it recently, and I can't say it's my idea. I seen it on TikTok, but it made so much sense. I think Henry and Karen are brother and sister because it talked about how Henry's sister went into a coma, but nobody said that she died. And I'm wondering if Karen is her, like she woke up from the coma and everything and just has no memory of any of it. Like she has no idea who she is or anything. And that's why Vecna never killed Nancy. And like one reason why he wants Holly so bad, like I think that maybe there's more to it than that, you know? And the only thing that like makes me think that I could be wrong on that is the Demogorgon did try and kill her.
That's fair. Well, I mean, yes and no because he did try to kill her, but only after she stabbed him over and over and over with the freaking
Yeah.
the bottle too. So that might have just been a reaction, like, "Oh, you're trying to kill me? Okay, all bets are off."
Yeah. I don't know. It just is one of those things that makes sense to me because like they have like all of the pictures from season 4 where it's like Dustin by himself and like where he was majority of the season and like everybody has like certain pictures like I think Nancy's was like the upside down and somebody's was like the mall or something, and her picture was Henry's house
Okay,
and she was never seen there. So why would that be her picture if there wasn't something related,
that's fair. And in the first place, why the hell would Karen? Like, out of all these people, when Karen's such a small player in season 4,
Mhm.
why Karen? Like, why was she
Yeah.
there? Is
Yeah, I,
everything with
I
you is
think Karen's going to
intentional?
be a lot bigger character this season. I mean, she already has been
Oh
a
yeah.
bigger character this season, but I think it's going to continue to be that way. I think that we're going to see more from her past, just like we're seeing more of like Joyce when she was in high school and stuff. I
Okay.
think that we're going to see more of Karen also.
Okay. I hope so. I love Karen. I love moments with her. I
Mhm.
even love back in like season 3, like when Billy and her are like about to hook up or whatever, and then she's about to walk out the door and she sees Ted just sitting there with Holly, and she's like, "I can't do this." Like, I don't know. That's a
Well,
moment
and
that really sticks with me.
that was another like thing that kind of played into the Karen theory is why was Billy trying so hard with Karen specifically?
Yeah, when like all the other moms too were just like, "Ooh, Billy."
Yeah, but he like was so desperate for Karen, but he was so aggressive with the other people. Like he almost just was like, "Oh, I'm just going to take you with everybody else." But Karen, he was like trying to like coax to him kind of thing.
I wonder if it was like the him trying to like in integrate her into the hive mind so brother and sister could be
Yeah.
together again, essentially. Well, and
Yeah.
when you see young Alice Creel too, in that scene where like the kids are just on the floor, broken and dead or whatever, you never see her
Mhm.
face. You never see her eyes. So we never see, like you said, never it's confirmed if she's dead. You never see if her eyes were like
Yeah.
sunken in, like. And it's not a case of like, oh, it's a kid. They can't show that. They showed plenty of that in the lab. So like, what's the
Yeah.
difference there?
Yeah. And if it was Alice and Karen is Alice, then maybe that is hope for Max ultimately. Like I personally don't think Max is making it out, but
Yeah.
if Karen did and she is Alice, then maybe Max can.
Okay. Well, kind of just hinging right over to that. That was the next one. It was kind of about Holly the heroic and like Max and that entire storyline. So
Mhm.
I hate that. I don't hate that the volume 2 trailer came out because it does help a little bit, like with some of the points we want to talk about, and didn't confirm everything. But have you seen the volume 2 trailer, right?
Mhm.
So in the scenes with Holly and Max, there's the portals, the doorways they go through. And I know something I
Mhm.
talked about in one of my previous YouTube videos is how Holly the heroic was going to play like a super super big role in this, and how when Mike was talking to her, he was talking about how she can open doorways between dimensions and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
what the hell's going on there? Like what's Max's role going to be in all of this? Like I know we talked maybe she's going to sacrifice herself so Holly can get out.
Yeah. I think it's gonna almost come down to Max has to make that choice that one of them are getting out and it has to be Holly.
Yeah.
Because again, if Alice is, or if Karen is Henry's sister, Karen probably has powers. So Holly probably has powers. So if between Max and Holly, Holly's going to have to be the one to get out.
That's fair. Well, I think that's just Max's character, anyways. Like, she's not going to be like, well, I want to go back and see all my people, so you can stay here, little girl, like, in a heartbeat. She would end up
Yeah.
sacrificing herself in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Because that's just who Max's
I
character
hope she
is.
makes it out. I love Max.
Oh, I hope she does too. I'm, like, really, really, really hoping she does. But just that, the whole scene where Lucas is carrying her out of the hospital when the demo dogs are like
Mhm.
all coming after them and stuff. I just like I think things are gonna get really really dark, and it's in that moment where she's gonna have to decide. Like I think they're gonna see the portal, and I think they're gonna see like everything that's going on. And I think
Mhm.
honestly, what I think might happen is now that we've kind of seen the scene, there's a scene where Max is climbing in through a portal onto it looks like a vanity cabinet or something, which looks strangely like the
Mhm.
vanity cabinet Holly was getting ready in front of in the Creel house. So I wonder if they're like
Okay.
infiltrating the Creel house so they can get back up to the attic. And I wonder if that I think we're
Oh.
alone now song is going to figure into it, and it's going to
Uh-huh.
be a like a foreshadowing of like, okay, Holly got out, but Vecna and Max, well, I think we're alone now. Like I think
Mhm.
that song is going to play a huge, huge, huge
Okay.
role in the escape from Camazotz. I think that literally is going to be Vecna alone with one of them, essentially. Like I don't know.
Mhm. Okay. Do you think that there is some type of like thing between the fact that like the demo dogs were going after Max and Lucas in the hospital, like they were trying to kill Max's like physical body to keep her trapped there? And the only way for her to save Lucas is to like just stay, like stop fighting Vecna and just stay.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Honestly, yeah, yeah, I think that might be why they're there because they're not gonna be there for. I mean,
Yeah,
they might
what
be there
purpose
for
would they
Lucas
have
and
to be?
Robin, but yeah,
Also, speaking of the hospital and Robin, do you think Robin's girlfriend is the next one to die?
I don't think so. I don't think she will be
No.
honestly because
You
again,
don't think the demo dogs are going to get her?
so with the Volume 2 trailer, like there you can barely see it, but there's the scene where Vicky's turning and she like I'm assuming sees the demo dog, but then in one of the next
Mhm.
frames you see her up against the wall, like or at least the outfit she was in, and the demo dog's booking it towards Robin. So I think that they're
Mhm.
just gonna ignore everyone that's not like the main group per se, and I think they're just going straight
Okay.
after the people that know things.
Okay.
I hope
The
Vicky
only
doesn't
reason
die
I
though.
was thinking that maybe they would kill her is in a way of like getting to Robin,
Yeah.
like hurting those that they love kind of thing. And also, are they at the hospital because of Karen?
Yeah, because Karen's also at the hospital. There's a lot of players right now at Hawkins Memorial, so it's just hard to
Yep.
tell why they're there exactly, and everyone else could just
Yep.
kind of be collateral damage while just all this shit's going on.
Yep. I don't know. I just, for some reason, the whole Karen thing just makes so much sense to me.
Yeah. Well, the more we talk about it and stuff, I'm like, yeah, there's got to be a connection there. Well, and kind of going back to how
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about the end of season 4, where the spores were falling down. Karen didn't look confused
Mm-hmm.
looking out the window. She looked more like, oh shit, oh no, this is actually happening. So it seems like she, whether she knows it or not, maybe subconsciously she knows what's going on. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Yeah, like almost like her brain is like kind of putting things together, like making sense of what doesn't make sense.
Hmm. Because we don't know what conversations they had when they were younger, Henry and Alice, because he could have told her. So, everyone, spoilers for the play. If you have not seen the play, this might spoil stuff for Volume 2. But Henry, as a kid, was flayed. He
Mm-hmm.
had to have told somebody about it. Well, his parents didn't give a shit. His parents were
No.
awful, negligent people that didn't care about their kids, which is why things
Mm-hmm.
happened the way they did. Did he tell Alice about all of this? And that is Karen, and now all of this subconsciously is slowly coming back to her.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what if that's why he's going after Karen so hard? Is what if he has some type of resentment towards her, like you didn't save me, or like you didn't come for me, or anything like that, when she just didn't remember.
Yeah. It's like it's not her fault, but he doesn't know it's not her fault, essentially. He's just like, oh, well,
Hmm.
you caused this. You could have come for me.
Yep, like the one person in the family that had been there for him no longer was, kind of thing.
Because she had her own life. She grew up separately.
Mhm. Well, because there's a lot of like dynamics like that. Like if you look at Billy and Max, even like it was like those like sibling relationships where it's like they hated each other but they loved each other, kind of thing. And then like Will and Jonathan, like they got along great, but after Will went missing and stuff, they kind of had like a little bit of a like different relationship.
Yeah, there was kind of more of that like distance between them essentially. Like it wasn't quite the
Mhm.
same. Like you didn't really
Yep.
have a scene like the should I stay or should I go until
Yep.
basically season 4 with Jonathan and Will, where he
Yeah.
finally tells him like you are perfect just the way you are. Don't let anyone judge you.
Yep.
Like you really didn't have that
Well,
close of a connection moment until 3
no.
seasons later.
And you see a big difference in Will and Jonathan when they moved and he started hanging out with like Argyle and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was a huge separation, and Jonathan was just using and stuff all the time,
Constantly,
almost trying to escape reality.
because he didn't want to live that reality.
Hmm. And like I think that he was smoking so much weed and stuff just almost because he felt guilty that like he hadn't saved him in the beginning.
That's fair. Like he felt partially responsible, kind of like Joyce felt responsible, where she's like, "Well, I could have been there. I could have been there for you. I didn't check on you." But Jonathan probably felt
Yep.
awful because he picked up an extra shift when he was supposed to be at home
Yep.
with his brother, and all of this shit transpired because he wasn't home.
Yep. Well, and like if you think about it, like Joyce went from the like parent that just like wasn't there and stuff all the time to this like overbearing, overprotective parent. And Jonathan was almost like the father figure to him, and then went like completely separate and almost abandoned him, kind of thing, for a while.
And he did, especially during like what his Nancy, like the arc where they're working at the paper or whatever. You get like
Hmm.
almost no interaction between Will and
Yep.
Jonathan that season, like at all. Poor Will that season is just ignored by everybody. Like,
Yep.
Well, and he is kind of like following in Lonnie's footsteps, not essentially like not caring, because he does deeply care about Will and he wants him to be okay, but he's got that dissociation, he's distancing himself. And I think he
Yep.
kind of feels forgotten too after all of this has happened with Will. Like Joyce is very
Yep.
distant with him, and like even in season 4 during that time when Will wants to run the radar on the top, she's like, absolutely not, Jonathan, can you do it? So she like cares so much
Yeah.
about Will that she'd rather put Jonathan in harm's way
Yep.
than like.
Well, I think he almost sees Will as this like super weak, like lost boy, where Jonathan had stepped into that like manly role so young that like she's like, well, you've been there before, you've done this, you're still here, you know. So I almost think that that's why she's like, you can still do this because I know you'll come back.
Okay, that's fair, because he has been through. He's older. He's dealt with it more. He didn't get taken to the upside down and kidnapped, for lack of a better word, for what, a week. I think
Yeah.
that first season takes place over a week.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for Will's character. I'm glad that things have started working out for him the way they have, but okay. So yeah, no, that's a good transition point over to the next one, because it's about Will. So I think,
Okay.
kind of like we talked about too before, Will having powers, or not having powers per se, but tapping into the hive mind the way he did, I don't think that's a good thing, because I think he fully let himself go and fully enabled himself to tap into that power, and now I think the hive mind, the mind flayer, is going to see that, and they're going to use that connection. They'll be like, okay, so we're going to let you tap into us, and then when you are, we're going to take control. So I don't think
Yeah.
him having those powers is necessarily a good thing. At least not for the next like couple episodes. Maybe by the finale he'll have like gotten grips with it and taken full control back. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good thing.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it took how many years for Eleven to have the control that she has?
A long time.
And Will
Years.
just like, oh, I just found my power and here I am harnessing all of it and defeating everybody. You know, like there's gotta be some setbacks on it.
Yeah, 100%. Because when he's in those powers, like I don't know if Vecna is the one that's behind the scenes, like the one that raised the Demogorgons, because he's still seeing through the eyes of the Demogorgons when they get all snapped up and broken and shit. He's still seeing the red. He's seeing through their eyes while it happens. And I just found it really curious. Like, he's still connected to the hive mind. When he did that, he felt no pain whatsoever. He felt nothing. So, like, I don't know. Is he separating himself? Like, is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because, like, before we had that scene with Will, or with Joyce and Will outside, and he comes outside without the jacket on. She's like, it's cold out here, you should go get your jacket, and he kind of just brushes it aside. And that's a direct reference, like you said, to season 2 when he won't go near heat. He's like, no, he likes it cold.
Yeah, like that's the only time that you see Will come out of his like kindness, you know, like show any like aggression, you know, is when he's like being taken over. And like you were saying, when he's like, run, you know,
Yeah.
like that was more of an aggressive sound, like he knew what was coming kind of thing.
Well, because that parallels directly season 2. So in season 2, episode 6, The Spy, that parallels that directly. So when he's like freaking out, he's like, run. Well, in that other episode, that's when he leads the forces to that big chamber in the tunnels. And then he's still apologetic. He's like, sorry, he made me do it. So it's almost like exactly the same moment where Will's still in control and he's still there, but he's not in control. So I'm just really, really scared as to like what that means. Like, is the run? Is that right before all the Demodogs show up and all that? Like another force comes out to take people down. Like, because I think it looks like it's almost like in the barn. It looks like it's where they kidnapped Derek's parents and brought them to. I don't think it is, because I don't see why they would return there again. But it just, I don't know where exactly that scene is, and I need to analyze that a little more.
Well, it's kind of like how you were talking about earlier, like he felt no pain and stuff. Um, One thing that I also wonder is, since he is so connected in the hive mind and everything, when Vecna dies, is Will gonna die?
Yeah.
And is Max gonna die? Because if you think about um when the Demogorgon got hit by the car, I'm pretty sure he got hit by the car, like Will crumpled in pain.
Yeah, he was writhing on the ground when that Demogorgon got hit.
Mhm.
Same when they got burned in the Max Z, and it's not every time they get hurt, but a lot of the times when they get hurt, he reacts.
Well, and I think it's when he is connected to that one specifically.
Yeah.
And I think the only way that he can take Vecna down is if he connects to Vecna. So, in that sense, I think that he would be killing himself as well.
Okay. Well, and that kind of fits with this whole parallel to like Harry Potter that a lot of people are seeing or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the Horcruxes. When Harry,
Mm-hmm.
or when Voldemort kills Harry, or the Horcrux in Harry, he goes down too. So when Will
Yep.
attacks Vecna to take Vecna down, Will goes down too.
Yep.
The only
But is
question
it going to
is,
kill 11? Is it going to kill 11's sister? Like all of them? Because I think they're all connected to the hive mind.
yeah,
Like I think that's where like 11's powers and everything come from, is I think they all are connected in some way to the hive mind. And I think it's going to end up possibly killing 11 and Will and like any of those people that are connected. Max, like the kids that he has taken that are like in the tunnel and stuff that Will can see.
yeah, because they're all at this point they've all been flayed too. They're connected up
Mhm.
to the whatever it is, the tentacle that literally injects them with mind flayer particles. So they have all been
Mhm.
flayed at this point.
Yep.
Well, and speaking of like everyone dying, so now that we have Kali back, there's a
Mhm.
parallel. So Vecna has all of their powers basically. He can like lift people and do what 11 does, but he can also make
Mhm.
people see things, which is what Kali does. So is they must all
Mhm.
be connected to the hive mind. Does he inherently not have the powers? Is he just drawing from theirs? I mean, I know he stole 11's in season
Yeah.
3. Like the Mind Flayer stole 11's powers in season 3, but where does the parallel between Kali and Vecna come in?
Mhm. Well, that's kind of where I was coming at with the whole like, is Papa and Dr. K like, were they once part of that and stuff also, and like they lost their powers kind of thing to the Mind Flayer, and like is Vecna just like an embodiment, like it's just a face that the Mind Flayer is using, like, oh, just go after him, not me, and like are 11 and all of them connected to the Mind Flayer as well? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
No,
like
it makes sense. It makes a
I
lot of sense.
feel I feel like they're all part of the same thing. And I think that they are almost borrowing the power from the Mind Flayer.
Okay.
And like it's like a give and take thing. And I think it's going to take all of them that have powers to be able to fight the Mind Flayer. But I think it's going to come at a really high cost.
Yeah, I 100% think it's going to come at a high cost. Which, so this is one I don't have written down, but you saying it's going to take all of them together. I can't take credit for
Mhm.
this. I've seen it all over TikTok and stuff, but a lot of people think that, so they're foreshadowing all throughout the entire series. In season 4,
Mhm.
during the Hellfire Club episode, where they're taking Vecna down in Eddie's campaign,
Mhm.
Erica rolls a 20, a nat 20.
Yep.
Well, is it coincidental that the three main people that inherently have powers, 11, 8, and 1, add those
Mhm.
together and it equals 20? So are we going to see a
Mhm.
situation where like Vecna is the bad side that's controlled by the Mind Flayer, but 1 is still the good guy and he's going to
Mhm.
help them take them down? Because if you remember, he has that suppression chip in his neck in
Mm-hmm.
season 4. And once it gets taken out, only then is it that he kind of becomes bad and turns against people. Was that
Mm-hmm.
suppressing the hive mind? Was that suppressing the mind flare from when he was a kid? And the
Oh,
actual
okay.
one that you see, like, one isn't inherently bad. It's just that once
Mm-hmm.
the hive mind takes over, that's when the bad comes in. So is he going to finally
Yeah.
break out and they're all going to take him down? Like,
That's what I was saying is I don't think Vecna is the bad guy. I think that he's a puppet. Just like how Will is like always like grabbing the back of his neck and stuff.
yep,
Like
his goosies.
he uses him as a puppet. And I don't think it's Vecna that is doing it. Like I think that Vecna is just his like go-to guy, like
His 5-star
who he
general,
has like,
as Dustin put it.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I almost think that we're going to start feeling sorry for Vecna in the next couple episodes. I think that it's going to kind of be brought to light that like maybe he's not the bad guy, that like he's also fighting something.
Will, basically. Just a much grown up, more
Mhm.
advanced version.
Mhm.
Well, because that's another
Like
thing I have written down is like Henry, Vecna 1, and Mr. Whatsit are all like kind of like different personas. Because again, the
mhm.
Volume 2 trailer maybe had given us a preview of this, but when he's walking down the stairs, he's Mr. Whatsit. And then he
Mhm.
like morphs into Henry and 1, and then starts morphing into Vecna. So I think that
Mhm.
is the Mind Flayer taking over, and
Yep.
that Mr. Whatsit is actually trying to shield these kids and protect them from the Mind Flayer, but he just can't because he's connected at all times, so the Mind Flayer knows what he's doing.
Okay. Do you think that it's possible that what if Vecna is actually dead? Like, what if 11 really did kill one? And since he had been flayed when he was a child, the Mind Flayer is using his image,
Okay.
like, not necessarily him, but using his image to, like, get to these people.
Well, honestly, that's a really good point because it really could be. Because why is he all of a sudden showing up as Mr. Whatsit and Henry
Mm-hmm.
when before all he could do was show up as Vecna because that was who he
Mm-hmm.
existed as in both the Upside Down and that plane. But
Yep.
all of a sudden now we have this other topical, crazy, like, mind prison in there. So is
Yep.
it an illusion that the Mind Flayer is putting out?
Mm-hmm.
I
Well, and
didn't
I
think
mean,
about
like, it
that.
would kind of make sense, like, if Karen is his sister, if she somehow remembers, like, oh, this is my brother, she's going to be less likely to try and hurt him just because she's going to have that sympathy thing.
Fair.
It makes sense as to why the Demogorgon did try and kill her, you know, like all of those kinds of things, because like there's a connection with them, but not necessarily a like actual emotional connection.
Yeah, just like that familial connection. It's like in their DNA, it's in their genetics.
Mm-hmm. I did see one theory that talked about how they thought that Vecna was actually going to end up siding with Will and 11 and everybody and fight the Mind Flayer. Like Vecna is no longer going to be like Vecna. He's just going to be one, and he's going to like stop and like turn around on the Mind Flayer, and all of them are going to use their powers against the Mind Flayer.
And actually shut it down. Well, which could be,
Mm-hmm.
there could be credence to that because the last episode is called The Right Side Up. So, like, is
Mm-hmm.
everyone, like, obviously it's going to, like, I take that as the forces are fully out in the real world. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
that the Upside Down is going to get destroyed in the second to
Mm-hmm.
last episode. I think it's gone. Like, once that wall gets destroyed, which that's what they're
Mm-hmm.
leading to, 100%. They're going to destroy that wall. I think once that wall gets
Yep.
destroyed, that all bets are off. Dimension X is going to directly bleed into the real world. And that bridge, episode 7 is called The Bridge. I think the Upside Down is basically a bridge between the two and is the only thing that's keeping those worlds apart. I think as soon as that happens, everything's going to bleed. And then Vecna, or Henry, we'll call Vecna the bad guy, Henry the good guy, essentially. I think Henry's going to realize, like, oh shit, I've been used this entire time. This is literally the stake of the entire world. I'm not going to get what I wanted. I've, like, been misunderstanding this force this entire time. It needs to get shut down now.
Do you think Max is going to be the one to close the bridge?
You know what? I didn't even think about that. Maybe, honestly, because that might be her sacrifice. Because we don't know who it is. And it's been in the trailer since, I think, the second trailer they released. But there's that shot of Dimension X with all of the floating islands, and someone's falling through Dimension X. Is that Max after she makes the sacrifice? Like, does she get stuck in Dimension X? Is she, like, the start of the next cycle? Or where she can shut down the cycle?
Oh, maybe.
Because I'm really wondering who the heck it is that's falling through Dimension X. A lot of people think it's Max. Some people think it's Steve. Like, I have no idea who the hell is falling through that.
I hope Steve doesn't die. I hope Steve and Robin both don't die, but I just have a feeling that, like, it's going to be that, like, ouch factor that, like, is there, just like Eddie was.
That sucked. That first time I watched that, I was just like, oh, it's fine, it's fine.
I know.
Well, and they did say, the Duffer Brothers did come out and say, like, there is going to be a devastating death this season. Like, they just outright said it. Like, this isn't Game of Thrones. We're not setting out to kill everyone, but prepare yourselves because there is going to be a devastating death this season. I'm like, oh, great. Devastating, huh? Who's going to devastate people the most? Probably Steve.
Yeah. I mean, they set him up for that from the beginning. Like, he is kind of that, like, loner type. He doesn't have the family ties. He doesn't have anything, like, really keeping him here besides Nancy.
Yeah.
And if Nancy chooses Jonathan, then what, you know? But he's already played, like, older brother figure to all of these kids, you know? Like, it's just kind of his, like, nature that he would be okay with it.
If that meant that Nancy could be happy and all the kids that he loves could be happy, literally his little nuggets or whatever, is that what they're called? His little nuggets. That's basically
something like that. Yeah,
group is those kids are his nuggets. He has protected them and got them through so much shit in, like, the past 4 seasons. That I could see that happening. Well, and there is that shot of them in the hospital where Jonathan is hugging a bunch of them, and Steve is not in that shot at all. Yeah, he was in this trailer very little, so I'm just like, oh god.
But is that supposed to make you think that it's going to be Steve that dies?
Well, see, that's where the genius of the entire Stranger Things crew comes in, is because their editing is so good in the trailers. Like, you see something in a trailer, you're like, oh, that's happening, and then that's not it at all. Like, so trailers are not inherently spoilers. They are meant to keep us guessing and to drive us freaking crazy.
Yeah. I almost wonder if it's going to be Dustin that dies this season.
God, that would really, really suck. Not Dusty Bun.
You know?
Not Dusty Bun.
I mean, if you think about it, though, he is, like, taking over Eddie's persona, right?
He is, 100%.
Like, he's very standoffish this time. He is pushing people away. You know that it's because he doesn't want to see anybody he cares about die. So is Steve going to, like, sacrifice himself, and is Dustin basically going to push him out from in front of the bus and kill himself instead?
He could. Well, because there is that line, if you die, I die. And I wonder if, like, Steve's about to die. He's like, no. You die, I die. Or it could just be both of them, and then we'll just be really depressed, and we'll just cry the entire time. It's fine.
I know.
Suck.
I have sat here so many times, and I'm like, who would I be okay to lose? And
nobody.
Pretty much it's none of them.
I think Joyce is safe. I 100% think I don't think Joyce is
Hmm.
going to die. I think Hopper's safe just because of the amount of times we've been through that already. I don't think they're gonna do that, even though he's ready to
I don't know.
sacrifice himself. Like I don't know,
I almost could see Joyce not being safe.
really. You can see her going.
Hmm.
Wonder if like what if it's history repeating itself and Will is the one that like lifts her up and Vecna's her, even though that's not his fault. That would be awful.
Hmm.
But this
Like
series is all
I
about
I could
timelines.
see it though, because if Joyce dies, because Joyce stepped up and took care of Eleven when they thought Hopper was gone.
Yeah.
So if Joyce died, Hopper is going to step in and take care of the boys.
Oh, 100% in
And
a
then
heartbeat.
they would have the father figure that they never had, that they almost had and then lost with Bob, you know. So I could see Joyce being that like hard loss.
Okay. And that would be devastating because freaking
Mhm.
she's been through all of this and you just want her to be happy and then boom, gone.
Mhm.
I mean, really, nobody's truly safe. But
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think of who. They Duffers also came out and said that there's a very, like, the season, the way it ends, is a sense of inevitability. It was inevitable. Like, this is going to happen. It was inevitable that this happens. So I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
11, did it start with her so it has to end with her? Did it start with Will so it has to end with ill? Like, what does inevitable mean? Like,
So I had seen something about that also. And again, I saw a TikTok about it. And they were talking about the game Dungeons and Dragons, how I forget what the character is called, but essentially Steve would be that like hero character that like comes in and just like is the ultimate sacrifice kind of thing, because like he had given up everything, like he had nothing to start with, and then he built this family and this life with all of these people, but was still looked at as like almost the outcast, you know? Like he still was like a little bit different than the rest of them.
okay.
And like he was the one that like would be the ultimate sacrifice because everybody loves him,
Oh, yeah.
you know? Like he's Daryl in The Walking Dead, Everybody's like, don't kill him.
Daryl died to be
Like,
Riot.
yeah, like, but I think that would be the most impactful death is if Steve died.
Yeah, I agree.
But and at this point, I think Will would be another one that would be a really big one,
I think a
which
lot of people
I
would
was
be
not
really
a huge
pissed.
fan of
Yeah.
Will.
Not a huge fan of Will.
I wasn't until this season, and now I'm just like, what?
Well, they finally
Like,
finally gave him a ton of character development this season.
mhm,
And that always worries me in a lot of shows too, because as soon as you start giving them a ton of character development, it's like,
mhm.
what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Like I felt bad for Will,
Fair.
but now I'm just like, okay, you are figuring out who you are.
He's actually his own character now instead of this, for
Mhm.
lack of a better word, like it sounds awful, but this kid that just kind of mopes around and is sad the entire time
Yep.
because that was his
Yep.
character. He just doesn't fit in. He feels lonely by himself, dejected.
Mhm. Well, and it's like you said, is that a reason for them to kill Robin?
Yeah. And I could see Robin dying because of the lessons she has
Hmm.
instilled in Will, and that's like her final good
Yep.
deed, and then bye, Robin.
Yep. Well, and I mean, one of the episodes are shock jock.
Yep.
So
Well, no,
like that's what makes me think Robin or Steve, one or the other.
because they were both
So
like the disc jockeys at the radio station.
Mhm.
And I think what was it? Finn Wolfhard was just on Jimmy Fallon, and he said that episode 5 can be described as crispy. Episode 6
Mhm.
is shocking. Episode 7 is, I think he said, like, devastating or something, and then episode 8 is
Um,
emotional. So like,
hmm.
are we gonna lose them in 5? I think we're gonna lose someone in 7. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be depressing as hell on Christmas Day. We're going to end the 7th episode with like this big, big death,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which, what did you say episode 7 is called?
The bridge. So that's literally
Where we lose Max?
maybe, maybe because they said it was inevitable.
That
I
would be
don't
a pretty
know.
devastating one. So,
Because that you always have to read into the episode titles. Because Shock Jock, Escape from Camazotz
mhm.
is pretty self-explanatory. Like that is the episode Holly is going to like either get out of Camazotz or they're gonna stage this massive escape. But the bridge, I guarantee the bridge is where we find out everything about the Upside Down
Yep.
and exactly what it is. And I think it's going to get destroyed. And then kind of
Yep.
like pivoting over to that, like what is the Upside Down? I know we've talked about this kind of throughout and stuff, but like what the hell is the Upside Down?
Yeah, like I don't, is it memories? Is it alternate realities? Like I don't know. 'Cause like I would like to think that it's like memories, but then how are they like going between realms if that's all it is just a memory?
Yeah.
But if it is a memory, it all circles back to like 11 and all of them all being connected to the mind flayer and all like kind of being like one being, but was like that implanted into these kids when they were taken when they were little. Like, is it something they were born with, or is it something that was like given to them so they could be like a super soldier, essentially?
Well, and that's like it's not still not fully explained because I know it had a lot to do with MK Ultra, like Project MK Ultra, where they were like dosing the parents and stuff with LSD and all that shit, and it's like that relates directly to your brain and your brain connections and how your brain works. And there's this entire like the hive mind, like we were talking about with the Upside Down, how the mind flayer is basically the leader of the hive mind and calls all the shots and stuff. So how are all these people connected? Like you said, were they born with it? Like there's so many questions that get raised with that. I think it is, like you said, maybe memories is part of it because there's little aspects of everything from like everybody in the Upside Down. So like when they go back, was it season 4, and Nancy tries to find the gun that's in that shoebox that she has, and it's not there.
Yeah.
And then there's diary entries or whatever that she read. Like how would Will know about those diary entries? How would 11 know about those diary entries or the bicycles that they have?
Karen is Henry's sister, then that means that Nancy is related to them. So her mind is connected to it also.
Yeah, yeah. That feeds into that theory too, because there was a lot like
Mm-hmm.
how in the hell would they have known about all these little details that keep popping
Yeah.
up in the Upside Down? How the hell would I mean I'm assuming it's mostly taking after Will and his depression
Mm-hmm.
and all of that he has been fed into all of these years, and that's like the basis is that day he was taken. But it's taking aspects from like all of these people in the weirdest way possible. Like Eddie's trailer, the inside of Eddie's trailer. How was it almost exactly the same when they didn't know Eddie until much later on? Like all of these
Mm-hmm.
locations, because that at that point it's a mirror of Hawkins and not
Mm-hmm.
just memories. But there's so much to do with memories of just it's just
Yeah.
trippy to talk about it. Like
Yeah. I don't know. That is probably the hardest question to me is what is the upside down? Because like you think about like the cave and everything where Max is, and like she's talking about how like they're all Vecna's memories. But what is the upside down? Is the upside down just almost like a like safe space that Henry created, or what is it? Like is that like Henry's darkness, like his like bad land kind of thing.
yeah,
Like where the real house is like his like happy place, and then like where Vecna lives is the upside down, like is that like the dark side of him?
Well, there could be multiple variations of the upside down because, like you said, there's the dark side of him, which would be the upside down that we know, that's just dark and
Hmm.
vines everywhere and shit. But then where
Yep.
Holly and Max are right now, that's a mind prison and also an upside down. So, like, does your upside down change if you're directly connected to the hive mind? Which is why the main
Hmm.
upside down for everyone that's not connected is just kind of like that bridge between the worlds because
Yeah.
Vecna's not there, Max isn't there, Holly's there. I'm assuming they're behind the wall. But at that point, are they in
Hmm.
Dimension X? Are they in the upside down? Like, I'm
Yep.
very curious as to what the
You
hell's
know
behind that wall.
what the upside down almost reminds me of?
What's that?
Like, since it's like dark and like creepy and bats and all of that kind of stuff, it kind of reminds you of a cave, right?
Okay.
But Henry won't go to the cave that Max is in, like we were talking about earlier. So is the upside down like almost his like subconscious, like that is his bad place,
Okay.
is like a cave like area?
Like it's his like subconscious traumas and stuff that he's like repressed and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, but it's a cave that he's in control of, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. And it's ever shifting. That's the hard part to nail down too. Is like it's never the same. So that's why I'm led to believe it's not just purely memories, and it might be a combination of
Hmm.
stuff. Because this season around, if you notice, there's not a ton of vines all over the ground
Hmm.
like there were before. I think the reason the
Yep.
vines were all over the ground the way they were previously is because Vecna was trying to catch them getting to him, and now that they aren't
Hmm.
trying to get to him anymore, it's shifting according to his needs or to the mind flayer's needs, essentially. So I
Yep.
think it's just possibly like an embodiment of some kind of trauma,
Hmm.
and that kind of feeds into like the anniversary dates too, like the Lucas, the conversation they had in the hospital, how all of this is
Yep. Like,
happening
you know what today
3 days
is?
before all of that. Where does November
Yep.
6th play into all of this? Like, I'm not super well versed with the play. Was Henry
Hmm.
originally flayed on the 6th? Like, Will was brought on the 6th. When did Lonnie leave? Like,
Hmm.
I know that this season is going to have a lot to do with wormholes and timeline. Because when Scott's talking
Hmm.
about the wormhole, there's that thing in the middle that's the closed timeline curve. So there's going to be something
Hmm.
to do with a timeline and repeating of events over and over and over again.
Yeah. Did they ever say anything about like when like the Creel house got hit, when that was?
I honestly don't remember here. You know what? While we're doing this, let me pull this up on the side. So when did Henry Creel kill his parents? Right here. Okay, so there's not a whole lot like to the timeline then because that was March 14th, 1959. So
Okay.
that's in March.
When did his dad blind himself?
Let's see, what did his dad? Okay, so we don't know exactly when it was. It was just sometime after the murders in
Okay.
1959.
Um, you know when they did the flashback of like Joyce's play and everything?
Yeah,
Did it say a date on that?
I think it did. Let's see, when was the performance of Oklahoma and Stranger Things? Well, there's already Stranger Things, not strange. Oh no, it happens in a flashback to November 6th. So,
Okay.
nope. Okay, so the performance of Oklahoma, Friday, November 6th, 1959.
Okay.
One night only.
So there's some type of correlation there.
That's interesting. Well, and then on the playbill, dang it, I can't see all the names. But Hopper Jr., so Hopper.
Okay.
Karen Childress. So that is different. So she does have a different last name. It's Karen Childress, if that's the same Karen.
Yeah, but if Karen came out of the coma and stuff, she would have gotten adopted by somebody.
Yeah.
So
I just don't know how long after. That's the hard part about the timeline, because in season 4, Henry is like really, really young when he like kills his parents, and then flash forward and they're in high school all of a sudden. So how long after their parents died was he taken to the lab, and did this performance happen before that? Mm-hmm. Well, and that could be just a red herring too. Just the Karen's a pretty common name, so that could be an entirely different Karen.
I don't know. I feel like it's gotta be that Karen, you know.
I mean, you'd think, but I don't know. I'm looking up November 6th really quick. November 6th on Stranger Things. And seeing what else happened on those dates. Yeah, that's insane that Oklahoma took place. Mm-hmm. And then Alan Munson is also on that Oklahoma playbill. And that's
so Eddie's, what is that? Eddie's dad or his uncle?
I think that would be his dad.
Is it?
I forget what.
Because he was living with his uncle, wasn't he?
Yeah, because I forget what happened to his dad, if his dad left or something.
Okay.
Well, again, so Oklahoma being on November 6th, Lucas said he doesn't believe in coincidences. So there's no coincidences.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. And then, so credit to Glitchy Witch on Reddit. So right here, this person said they suddenly remembered Hopper talking about something called the anniversary effect back in season 2, about how at the anniversary of a traumatic event, memories of it can trigger to the surface and get worse, basically.
When did Hopper's daughter die?
Ooh, let's see. I don't know if it tells us or not. So all we know is that she passed away in 1978. It doesn't say the date that she passed away.
Okay.
Let's see, when did Henry go to the cave in Stranger Things? Okay, so we don't know the date for that either. But
I wonder if we'll find out any of that stuff in this season.
I hope we do. I'm sure we will. It's the one thing I'm very, very certain of, is that the Duffer Brothers and the production team, everything's going to come full circle. We're going to figure out everything. Because there's really not that many plot threads remaining. It's just basically what the hell is the Upside Down, and where do all these powers come from, and who's the main big bad. And at this point, we know the main big bad is not Vecna. It is the Mind Flayer. The Mind Flayer is in charge. If you watch season 5, episode 4, just the imagery, there are so many shots where the Mind Flayer is there. Like, he is just there. So actually, here,
do we know when Billy's mom died?
Let's see. When did Billy's mom die?
I just wonder if there's a bigger connection with Billy for some reason, or if it was just a like character of convenience kind of thing.
Okay, that's right. So she didn't die. She ended up leaving them and just abandoning him, basically.
Okay.
Well, she did die, but his dad killed her. Found out where she was. I don't remember that happening. Is that?
I don't either. I remember them being on a beach, but I don't remember what happened to her specifically. Like,
Okay, so it's a theory that the dad killed her, that she left, and that
um,
the dad caught up with her and killed her, which is why he was never able to find
gotcha.
his mom again.
Okay.
Oh, my kitty's puking. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Let it out. Let it out. Let me clean that up real quick. Oh. Jeeves, buddy, you're supposed to chew your food. Hey, buddy, it's okay. We'll just need to see, let's see, anything else. Events on November 6th.
What about like the pumpkin patch? Remember when everything started rotting?
That was a
That would have
week
had to have been
before.
close to November.
It was the day before Halloween. So when it was at its worst was the
Okay.
day before Halloween. Because that next episode is when they go
Cool.
out trick or treating as the Ghostbusters, and the camera catches the mind flayer.
That's right.
Does it tell?
Do we know what Eleven's birthday is?
That I don't think we know. Let's see. Jane's birthday. Stranger Things. June, according to official wikis and sources, it was in June.
Okay. I was just going to say that that would be kind of coincidental if she was born in November because 11th month, you know?
That would be pretty freaking cool. And they like to drop little things like that.
Mm-hmm. Completely unrelated, but Kale's birthday is November 5th.
Ooh, one day before. Da, da, da. Yeah, I can't find an official timeline on all the stuff that happened in November.
Okay.
When did all? Well, okay, so it was July. It was July that all the stuff happened in season 3. Season 4. When did all those events happen? It wasn't that like
Uh,
the end
it was
of.
during the summer also, wasn't it?
I think so.
Like, I think so because I think it was the summer after Steve and Robin like got out of school, I think.
March. Season 4.
Was it?
Where Vecna starts showing up and coming back after killing his parents in
Okay.
March. Season 4 takes place in March.
Okay.
Okay. So there's more timeline linkage.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, interesting. I want to find an answer of when they went to the cave. When did Henry go to the? Oh, well, that's the top result right now. There's got to be a date for it. Because if that's March, then we've got two timelines. We've got Henry in March and Will in November.
Mm-hmm. I just almost feel like the cave thing would have made sense in November also, just to like kind of tie them together.
Yeah, that's originally when Dimension X was, or
Hmm.
the
Well, I
upside down
just
of
feel like
forms.
the date is so personal to him, you know.
Yeah, which is why this shit
Do
keeps
we know
happening.
what Henry's birthday is?
I don't think we do know that one, unless it's in like wikis. Henry Creel's birthday. Okay. March 22nd.
Okay. So is that what all the March correlation has to do with?
Maybe. Because when did he kill his family? March 14th.
Yeah.
And then season 4, Stranger Things. That was also like what, March 20 something?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah. Episode 1 takes place on March 21st, 1986.
Okay.
So literally the day before Henry's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just trying
What
to
is
figure
the
out.
day that, like, does it say the day that 11, like, killed Henry?
Let's see.
You know what I mean? Like, when she was in the rainbow room and just, like, kind of destroyed everybody?
Oh, let's see. When did the events in Hawkins' lab occur? So, the flashbacks take place in... Does it say on here? I don't think we have an official timeline for that.
Okay.
I have to skip down to the results because I never read the AI overview. It's always freaking wrong.
And we said we don't know what 11's birthday is? Or we
It's
did?
sometime in June.
Oh,
According to
okay.
like wiki pages and stuff like that. Let's see. In flashback to 1979. So I mean the flashbacks happen in 79, but we don't know exactly when.
Okay. Do we know when 11's sister's birthday is?
Probably not. Let's see. Kylie's birthday. No. We know when the actress's birthday is, but not the character.
I was gonna say, she seems like she's gonna end up being a pretty big character in this one too, so
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
Okay, so 1947, Henry Krill is born shortly after his father returns from World War II. We knew that one. And that's supposed to be in March.
Okay.
1959, he kills his mother and sister. His father, Victor, is in prison for his crime. We determined that was also in March.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this doesn't give freaking... When was Henry taken? Let's see. To Hawkins' lab. Okay, so it's just shortly after his family's murder. So we're going to say probably end of March because they probably didn't waste any time.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 70s, Terry gives birth to Jane in Hawkins' lab. And that's around June. When does Kylie escape the lab?
While I'm thinking about it, have you heard the theory that Henry is 11's dad?
Yes, so I've heard two variations to that theory. I've heard either that she's Eleven's dad, or that his sister was Jane's mom. I've heard like two different
Oh, okay.
variations to that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that one. I had heard that he was her dad, and that's why he like took special interest in her kind of thing.
Which that timeline would kind of match because how old Terry Ives?
I mean, he would have been like about 20 or so.
Because yeah, he was born in 47, and Terry Ives gives birth in 72, so that's 25 years later. So yeah, he would
Mm-hmm.
have been like 24, and Terry at the
Yeah.
time, I'm pretty sure, was also in her like 20s, maybe around her 30s when she gave birth to Jane. That there could be some credence to that
So,
because we never figure out
and
who the
like
father is ever.
he hasn't really tried to kill her,
No,
if
he's
you
like
think about it.
messing with her
Like,
a lot, but he has not tried to kill her at all.
mhm. Like, so I
Hmm.
don't know. I mean, it's possible. I don't know if I like really believe that theory though. Like, it's kind of a cool concept, but like, I don't know. It does kind of feel like a reach.
Yeah, just because you're like, I don't know, it's like almost too convenient. But that would also
Mm-hmm.
explain why he takes such like a special interest in her at the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
September 8th, 1979 was the massacre.
Okay.
Um, November 6th is when Will disappears. 11 escapes the
Mm-hmm.
lab. November 1983. We already know about that. So, roughly around 1984 sometime is when Henry discovers Dimension X, so he was wandering for a very long time. And then a year later is when Henry haunts Will Byers with the Mind Flayer, or the Mind Flayer haunts him. Henry's not haunting him. July is season 3. October. Okay, so October 1985, 11 and the Byers go into hiding in California.
Mm-hmm.
March 21st, 1986, Henry kills Chrissy and begins hunting other teens in Hawkins. So, right around the same time, he killed his parents and all that.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I was like asking about like November 6th and stuff is because it seems like maybe he gets stronger around November 6th each year, kind of thing. Like, so I wanted to see if there was like any correlation to that because like Lucas saying like, do you know what date it is? And like, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. It kind of makes you think like what happened November 6th? Is that like when he got his powers originally? Is that when he ran into the mind flare? Like what happened November 6th that like our portals thinner at that point or something? Like I just don't know what the significance of that date is, but I feel like Lucas wouldn't have brought it up for a reason,
Yeah,
you know,
no, there's
like
definitely a
for
reason.
no reason.
There's a big reason for it.
Hmm.
Well, and then I didn't
And I get that
realize.
like there's the reason of like it was like the anniversary of like his friend going missing and stuff, but I feel like there's more.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. Well, there's got to be. There's got to be because it's the anniversary
Hmm.
effect, and season 2 is super important to the
Hmm.
season. They've said multiple times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more rewatching and really, really figure out exactly what's going on because there's something big with around November.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's because it's close to Halloween, so
Um,
like the veil between worlds is thinner or something.
when did Billy die?
So that would have been at the Battle of Starcourt and on July 5th, literally the day
Oh,
after
okay.
New Year's, or not New Year's, 4th of
I
July.
guess I should have known that because that season takes place in the summer.
Yep. No, that is exactly when. It's July 5th.
Hmm. I was just thinking like that was like a pretty big battle So,
Yeah, I love that. Was such a cool episode too. And the first
mm-hmm.
time the mind flayer actually like metastasizes or comes into the real world in some kind of form.
Yeah. That's why I was wondering if it was November 6th, is just because like that was the first time the mind flayer like showed itself really, you know? But I mean, technically the first time that you see it is season 2 on Halloween.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's close to November 6th, but
Well, and the reason you see it around then is I think they're ramping up to make something happen again on the 6th.
mm-hmm.
I don't think that. So yeah, literally on Monday, November 5th, is when Elle closes the gate. So literally a day before the anniversary, 11 ends it. So I think the original plan was Will was in a really bad way and was about to be lost. I think he would have been permanently lost and permanently flayed on
Mm-hmm.
November 6th.
Yep.
Huh. Yep, no, I'm going to do more research and we'll talk again about this because there's
Yeah, I feel like there's something we're missing with that.
Yeah, there's like that missing piece of the puzzle, and it may very well be we're gonna find out in this season because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're holding stuff back for these next episodes that we don't know yet intentionally.
What if Alice's birthday is November 6th?
That would be crazy. I was gonna say I don't think we know. Alice Creel's birthday. Let's see. Yeah, we have no idea when she was born. Sometime between 1944 and 1949. That's all we know.
Well, shit.
And then March 14th is when all of the Creels were killed. And Chrissy starts seeing Vecna on March 16th. So it's literally
Mm-hmm.
that's directly related. He starts his shit again on the anniversary or close to of his parents' death. So
Well, that's kind of what I was like wondering is like these dates have to have some type of like significance to him specifically.
yeah.
So I really wonder if we're gonna find out that like he was flayed November 6th.
I bet you so. I'm willing to almost put money on it that we're gonna find out November 6th was the day that he was originally flayed, and that's why all of this comes back around.
Yeah.
Whether that's because the Mind Flayer is the most active around then, I have no idea, but that's
Yeah, I don't know.
100% why. Well, and I just realized this. Maybe it doesn't have any significance. I don't know if you said this, but 11. Like, is 11 the reason she's subject 11? That's also significant for the 11th month?
I mean, maybe.
No, might be reading too far into it, but
Yeah, I don't know. I like is Henry one because he was the first kid taken ever, or
well, that's
like
that might be it also. Because we don't know what happened with
like
these kids. Were they born in the lab? Were they also flayed?
yeah.
I know there's more than 12 subjects because I wanted to say, like, oh, if there are only 12 subjects, is the Mind Flayer in charge of Hawkins National Lab? But there's more than 12. I think we saw number 13 also.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
I don't know.
there's so much to this.
There's just so many like unanswered questions.
And that's the beauty of it because we're going to find out.
I'm super excited for these next episodes, but I'm so scared because I don't want to be brokenhearted.
Oh no, and we're going to be like we're really, really going to be. I feel like they're gonna just really devastate us, but at the same time, it's gonna be awesome, like absolutely awesome.
I know. I just don't want them to kill my favorites.
I know. Don't kill the Duffer Brothers. Everyone's saying like if you kill Steve, the next episode of Stranger Things will be called "The Vanishing of the Duffer Brothers."
I mean, like from a writer's perspective, though, like you want to make people feel something.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And that would be a real good way to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
make everyone feel everything. Like, why, God, why?
like at this point, I think Steve and Max would probably be the hardest losses.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, because it's like everybody already kind of felt that loss for Max, but then it's like seeing her now gives you that like instant like hope. Like you're like, oh, she could come back, like so it's like because like you don't see Barb anywhere, you don't see Chrissy anywhere.
No,
they're
gone. But as far as we know,
yeah,
unless they're behind that wall or in the money prison somewhere.
And what if that devastating loss? What if Eddie comes back and is not Eddie, and that is the loss that everybody feels?
Maybe it is that there could be something to that too, because I feel like he's really gonna mess with Dustin. I'm convinced we're going to see Joseph Quinn in some form in this season. We're gonna see Eddie in some form. I don't think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be like Max's Billy visions, only for Dustin.
Yeah. Like I've seen theories that Billy's gonna be back in this season too.
That would be insane. That would be absolutely insane.
Billy is like, Max runs into Billy there kind of thing.
Ooh, that would be crazy. That would be a tear-jerking and also just terrifying scene, because you know it wouldn't be the good version of Billy. You know it would be the flayed, messed up version of Billy.
Yep. Like, ugh.
Well, if you had if we had to make a prediction for one character you absolutely think is dying, which one is it? Which one do you think it is?
Steve or Max, like, but I think that there's going to be more than one that we lose. Like Max for sure.
Yeah,
I
Max,
think
I'm saying Max. That is like 100%. Like I don't want it to be, but I think Max.
Like I don't want to say she's going to die, but I think it's going to be implied that she dies. But I think she's going to be stuck.
Yeah, like wandering down like, X the rest of
I think life. I think that her body is going to be gone, but I think her mind is going to be right there in that cave. Or like in the upside down somewhere. But I do think that like Steve or Dustin are going to be our like ultimate loss in this one.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see in like a week.
I also think something happens to Erica.
Oh,
like what she gets taken or something, but I think something happens to Erica.
Okay. Because she's played like a minor role, kind of like she's been a major minor role, because without her a lot of stuff doesn't happen, but she's not in it a lot.
Yep. But like they have made a point to show her a little bit in this.
Every season,
like like not a ton, but I mean she's kind of like Karen. Karen wasn't a huge role or anything either, but here she is, kind of a bigger character in this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't want it to be over, but I'm so excited for these to premiere. So we'll see in literally a week.
I'm so excited. I'm putting a bow on my TV.
You doing what?
I'm going to put a bow on my TV. That's my like, Christmas.
Boom. Stranger Things. You're welcome. Grab the popcorn and cry your eyes out.
Yep. Popcorn and tissue. Somebody babysit. Like.
Yeah, for freaking real.
Well, like, hey, I'm already sleep deprived. I have a baby.
You're already what?
I'm already sleep deprived. I have a baby.
Yeah, so just add to it. You know, why not? Why not?
Of course.
Well, everyone, thank my special guest, my cousin Tabetha. She's the real MVP. Hopefully some of these theories come true. Hopefully others don't come true. But we will see in just about a week.
I know. And then we have to do theories on Scream next.
I'm down. I'm so down. We need to like rewatch those. Maybe we'll do like a rewatch series or something, and just film our like reactions. It's been so long since I've seen the movies that a lot of those reactions will be like literally like, oh my god. So maybe we do that.
Yeah.
We just watch through and do like a let's watch, and people can sync up their video and watch with us, and then we'll do theories for the
Yeah.
seventh one.
Also, do you think that there is any correlation between the story of like Freddy Krueger and Stranger Things?
100,000%. a hundred
Like,
thousand. There's a reason they brought Robert Englund into it. Like I think that was
Mhm.
like a subtle nod, like, "Hey, remember Freddy?" I think the mind
Yeah,
flayer is instead of haunting them in their dreams, they're haunting them in their life. It's a
in their
waking
mind.
nightmare. It's in their mind. It's trauma.
What if the upside down is like their subconscious made into a reality?
Okay. Like all the bad, scary things that they don't like into a reality,
Yep.
basically.
Like if borderline personality disorder were a place. Like,
Shit. Yeah. No freaking kidding. No freaking kidding.
it's like your nightmare that you're trying to like navigate through.
I always likened it to like a really bad mushroom trip too. I don't know why, because that also goes into like the mind and stuff. Like when you're in a bad place with that, there's no escaping that. You just have to face it head on, just like you have to do with your trauma.
It kind of correlates with the whole like giving them LSD while they were pregnant.
Yeah, and everything's
So
just goopy and organic and just nasty. Like I don't know, so many interpretations, and there's spores everywhere. Why the spores?
I just
Because
think it's supposed to be the
molds.
darkest of the mind.
Well, it is
Like,
because mold is overtaking. It overtakes everything, and mold spores. Well, there, darkness of your mind. Darkness overtakes
yeah.
everything. I think that's a symbolic manifestation, essentially.
I feel like it's got a little nod to like the upside down as like the dream place for Freddy. Like that's his kingdom. So
Well, even in season two, a lot of the red, like there's so many reds, and it looks a lot like
Mhm.
Freddy's dreamscape. And Vecna's dreamscape, where Max escapes from running up that hill, fourth season, red.
Yeah.
That is like literally Freddy's lair. So,
Yep.
ooh,
I just love it.
me
I
too.
think it's great.
Not ready for it to be over. It's been such a great series.
I know. I hope that they show Robert England again. He's my favorite.
Like when Henry is ended or Vecna or whatever is ended, he's finally like, ah, peace. Like, oh, chills.
Right? Like, oh, I don't know. I love Freddie. So
He's pretty freaking awesome.
anything to do with him is great.
I was so sad I didn't get my hand on that box set, that Freddy box set that came out. Freaking scalped to death. I'm like, fine, I don't need it.
I still need the signed poster one of these days.
You'll get one. You'll get one. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the theories. I'll let you go and go see Mila.
Yes. Go snuggle my little babe.
Exactly. She's like, I'm here now. It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah. Like, I'm with my dad, whatever.
Like, whatever. I want mom, but it's fine.
I don't need my mom. He abandoned me. I'm with my dad.
She went on that phone thing. I'm done. I'm done.
Like, you're not my favorite.
Not anymore.
That's why I said dad first. Like,
Rude. All because of this video. Holding grudges. Well, hey, thank you for chatting with me and
yeah,
talking
absolutely.
theories and stuff. I'll
It was
edit it.
fun. I had a good time.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do this more. Make this like a not like necessarily regularly occurring, but we'll make this a very frequently occurring thing on the channel where we just talk theories and stuff. So I feel like we have a very
Mhm.
similar mindset on stuff, so we can have some good conversations about a lot of this.
When we get just as like into it as each other,
Yeah, get
and
all
we get just
nerdy.
as excited.
That
Yeah, like we
excitement goes
both
a long
start
way.
to spiral,
We both what?
right? We just spiral and we're like, what about this?
Yeah, this and this and this. But it's fun because
Like,
everyone thinks this about freaking shows. Like they're just like, oh, what if this happened?
yep. I'm just saying, dude, like the Upside Down reminds me so much of like the whole Freddy Krueger thing. Like everybody's like, "Oh, you want to die in your sleep and stuff," like, and everybody's like, "Oh, what's your last memory gonna be?" Like if you could replay a memory, what's it gonna be? Is the Upside Down replayed memories?
It
Like,
very well
look
could
where
be.
Max is, like,
And she went through that time
could
loop.
yeah, like if like brothers are really like that big into like the whole Freddy Krueger thing, it very well could be like a little like spin-off of that of like if you had to replay memories over and over and over, what are they going to be,
It's a reflection
So,
of your mind. Whatever you focus on the most is the memory you're going to replay the most.
yeah. And like music is tied to memory, so
Very, very much so. Listen to a song years
Mhm.
later and it'll bring back a whole flood of emotions. And that's
Yep.
why a lot of us
Just
listen to
like
the same
the
stuff.
song on Stranger Things.
Yep, I think
Like I was
I
telling you
love
earlier,
you.
like that was like always one of my favorite songs. So,
And then it plays, you're like, holy crap, I forgot about this.
yeah. I was just like, what?
Yeah, music's going to be a big part in the end, too. Music's going to be a huge, huge part. I mean, it has been last season. They've proven that that's what, like, keeps you sane and keeps you leveled. So,
Yep.
ugh,
I don't know. I'm excited.
so many possibilities.
But, all right. I'm gonna go snuggle my babe and put her to sleep.
Do it. And thanks for chatting, and we'll catch up again very, very soon.
All right.